Let's start by drawing a pumpkin inspired by Yayoi Kusama. First, we're going to start with a shape that is almost like an oval, but it comes in on the sides. Kind of reminds me of like a pickle shape or a potato. And then on each side of that, we're going to add almost like, it reminds me of an elephant ear. Okay, you can add 2 or 3 of these on each side of that middle shape that you drew. I'm going to do 2 on each side. And then right in the middle, we'll go ahead and add the stem of the pumpkin. Next, we're going to be adding fluorescent oil pastel. So choose whatever color you want to use, and we're going to start in the middle of our pumpkin. We're going to first trace around the shape that we drew for each of the areas of the pumpkin. So I'm using fluorescent green. Then straight down the middle of the pumpkin, we're going to add really large dots. Okay, make sure these dots are totally filled in, and you're using the oil pastel, how I like to say, thick and juicy. You need to be pressing hard enough not to break the oil pastel, but to get a thick raised area of oil pastel on your paper. Then add smaller dots on the sides of those larger dots, and then a half circle shape, okay, against the sides of this middle, shape that we created. Okay, so there's like 3 rows of circles and then 2 rows of half circles. Then I'm going to choose my next color, going around the outside of my shape with my color, and I'm going to make mine symmetrical. So each of the 2 sides around the green one are going to be this pink color. Then I'm going to go ahead and on the sides, I'm going to do those half circles again. Okay, large half circles. Then next to the half circles, I'm going to do smaller circles. And you're making these straight down, straight vertical lines, just like Yayoi Kusama does. Then on the outside of my shape, again, I'm doing the half circles, and I'm making these circles a little bit bigger. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my last color. And since I'm doing my pumpkin symmetrically, I'm doing the same color on the far right as I am on the far left. I'm going to do orange. So again, I'm going around the outside of this shape that I drew. Then I'm going in with my half circles on the side that's touching the pink shape. Nice and big half circles. Then next to that, I'll add nice smaller circles straight down. And then on the sides of that, my half circles again. Making sure you're pressing nice and hard to get a nice thick amount of oil pastel on your paper. If you don't make it nice and thick, the next part is not going to work very well. I'm going to go around my stem, add a couple lines for detail, and next I'm going to be adding black watercolor right on top. Make sure you use plenty of water. Now, if you did your oil pastel thick and juicy like I mentioned, the black should jump right off of that oil pastel, because oil pastel is made from oil and watercolor is based in water, and oil and water do not mix. So it kind of pushes the watercolor right off of it. If this isn't happening, then your watercolor is either not watery enough or your oil pastel is not thick enough. I'm going to go in and fill in the top as well. And then I'm going to rinse my brush off really good, and then I'm going to switch to my fluorescent watercolors, choose a color that I think will make my pumpkin really pop. I'm going to choose blue because I haven't used blue yet, so it won't blend in with any of my oil pastel colors. And I'm just going to go around the whole background with this fluorescent blue color.